Hello, everyone. Welcome back around the drum. I'm Tay. This is David, and that is Jay. We're here for another casual Friday because it's summertime. June is here. So what's happening, guys?
Oh, good Lord.
Jay's
Can you toss me something like a
Jay's
little bit more solid?
Jay's lethargic today,
I am
so
very
don't.
lethargic.
You can
I need more coffee.
Point and laugh at him.
So let's start with that. Why are you so tired today?
Yes.
Oh, boy, this is boring. I was
We'll be
watching
the judge of that.
Okay, I was watching TV last night. Okay?
What
Are you
show?
bored?
What show?
Halt and Catch Fire.
What's
What-
that?
Oh, good God.
Just like quick overview. No one wants
It's
to
like
hear this anyway.
it's like a technology drama that takes place.
All right, that's enough.
It starts in the 80s
Boring.
and it goes all the way. At least I'm on season 4, which is the 90s.
Does it have music in it?
It's got great synth music in it.
Like 80s synth music? Like
Yes.
Stranger Things stuff?
So a tech.
Similar, not quite that old, maybe a little bit newer, a little more new wavy. It's got really good music in it in general.
Okay.
What exactly is a technology drama or technological drama?
It's basically looking at the big technology changes that occurred in the 80s and 90s from personal computers being in everybody's homes. And like, so the people behind those technologies and how they pushed for it and I don't know. It's a fictional show though.
You're right. That is pretty boring.
No, it's great. It's really good. I'm short selling it.
What platform is this on? Like
It's an
Streaming?
A&E show.
no.
It's on. I'm watching it on Netflix, but it's an A&E show.
okay.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
from Walking Dead, the Walking Dead channel.
How many seasons are there?
I thought that's
There's
AMC.
Oh yeah,
It's a something. Okay, guys.
it's on Netflix. Like I said, I'm tired. Don't start with me. Do something else. Talk about something else. Leave me alone.
So my fiance and I watched another show, and the music on this show
Cool.
is
We watched a show.
David's in hell right now because he's just completely cut off from
I'll make this quick.
pop culture.
Okay. Yeah.
We got on to watching the miniseries, HBO miniseries Chernobyl.
Okay.
And it is awesome.
That sounds pretty cool,
it's
actually.
Like you're like, you already know the story. If you do, you're like, whatever. But no, it's great, and we were just like on the edge of our seats the whole time, even till like they scroll some facts on the screen at the end of the episode, like the series finale, and we're just like glued to it. We're like, whoa,
Give me all the
I know
facts.
it's crazy. So, but whoever the musician, the composer for this was incredible too, because it's like you're dealing with nuclear reactions and like radiation and stuff like that. It's not like synths, it's not orchestra, it's like these weird sounds that like almost you can picture the radiation coming out of the screen because it's like these weird like noises, and you're like that feels weird, like it sounds weird, because then so it really that kind of puts everything together.
So good sound design.
Absolutely. So
It was-
watch Chernobyl. It's great.
HBO or Netflix?
It's HBO. So you kind of have to subscribe to something.
Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
That's how he watches Power
No,
Rangers.
here's the biggest question. Okay, before we move on, here's the biggest question. David, do you know what Chernobyl is?
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
And now I would recommend doing a little research, like go through the Wikipedia page quick to get a kind of a grasp of what happened. Then watch the show, and you're just like, what? The
Yeah,
heck?
in my YouTube feed, I'm getting tons of Chernobyl stuff. So I've actually been watching videos about Chernobyl, probably because of the HBO
Now you
show.
say Chernobyl. I'm saying Chernobyl. Which one's correct, David?
I don't know. Is it share or chair? I don't know.
Share.
Does it like 80s pop or is it or is it spelled in English?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you Russian? I guarantee you we're both saying it wrong. Let's arm wrestle for.
Ran the drum. maybe this is the platform for this.
Arm wrestle on the drum.
Arm wrestle on the drum.
Let's go.
For who's right. Remember that time I threw the drum, guys? Don't want to see that again.
Let me get my coffee off.
Okay, let's talk about something music related.
Yeah.
Yes.
Arturia
Arturia.
Keylab 88 Mark II.
That's a
Yes.
thing now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just came out with the announcement of that. This is a Mark II version of the Keylab 88, which exists. And David, let's go through a couple things about it.
It's got an 88 key hammered action.
Hammer time.
Hammered action. It's been drinking all day.
I'm glad that's the first thing that came to his mind.
And I don't even drink, so like
Hammer action.
hammer action.
The
keypad.
grammar police is here in force today, people.
Absolutely.
The hammer police.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. It's got DAW control integration now, so it's got like a bunch of different presets for different DAWs like Ableton, StudioOne, Cubase, Pro Tools, stuff like that, which is pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
On the website, it has
And
like
the Mark 1 is an awesome controller. So
Yeah.
The Mark II is even better. Yeah,
It's got
crazy.
like these pictures of like these feet on it, or these like whatever, and
Legs.
Yes, legs. And they're not available yet, but they're coming out. So if you go to the site and see that, you can't immediately get them, but you will be able to.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
What's next?
Well, the only thing I've got is like it's spring, or not spring. It's summer. It's June. It's almost July. Do you guys go out and watch?
He just burped. He did that. That's not getting cut.
That's fine. I'm not scared. Every single show I play, I burp in the mic.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Classy.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
My wife doesn't like it, but
Really? I'm surprised, really.
That's shocking.
everybody else thinks it's funny. Right?
We're laughing with you. So
Hot up here.
You got any farts for us, maybe?
No.
he hasn't graduated yet.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
So it's the summer music season. Do you guys go out, excuse me, and do you guys watch live music
Yes.
shows?
Oh, yes. I'm going to a show.
What?
Just one.
like outside? I mean,
No,
we
it's at the
have
Meyer
them
Theater in Green Bay.
in Appleton, Wisconsin. We have live music stuff going on all the time, like outside venues, that sort of thing.
Okay, you go first. I've got a bunch of things
Oh,
that I'm doing.
I try to. I don't get too many of them, but my question was like, do you guys critique and criticize or like wonder about like the sound, the live
Yes.
sound?
Oh, yeah.
Always, yes.
Yep.
And like what, like is it like every time I go, it's like that bass is way too loud. Like it's just like overpowering. So that's like my biggest critique every time I hear live music is that bass drum is just, and I like the sound of it. I just don't want to hear it like for like an hour, like covering up everything else.
Yep.
So
It's hard. It depends
yeah,
on.
I imagine it is.
It depends on where you are.
Yeah.
So bass travels further than mids and treble.
Right.
So it's going to be the most powerful thing there. And then so the engineer has to balance like, how much bass to put in the kick drum, for the people in front versus people in the back, and he has to find the happy medium. So it really depends where you are.
Yeah.
And also like if you're inside an indoor venue, a lot of times there's bass buildup all over the place. And
I always think there's too much. Oh, sorry. You were going to say something.
Well,
that I'll go.
no, I was going to ask you what are your critiques of and like I guess dislikes or things you would change about live music that you hear?
There's never enough mids, so the clarity is always lost. It's always like way too much treble and way too much bass, and all the mids are just scooped. So nothing is clear at all, ever. And it's terrible, especially for like the metal shows I go to. And I play at a lot of them too. So like I can sometimes talk to the engineer and be like, hey, can we do this for our set? Because we're playing a bit faster music, but it depends. Yeah.
And like I've never engineered a live show, so I don't know how hard it is, and I'm sure it's very hard.
it's complicated because of the acoustic space.
I guess from the only thing I can do is say from a viewer, from a person experiencing it, what my complaints would be, or my like I don't want to be turning around and leaving because I don't like the sound.
I think that a lot of times with bass too, it's easy to cover up the fact that maybe you're not a great engineer by just giving lots of bass because it feels good to a lot of people and it makes it loud. And my big critique with live sound is I hate that at the beginning of the concert, usually the sound levels are great. It's usually a good level, but by the end of the concert, it's almost always cranked.
Why is that? They're like, are they trying to like feed up the energy?
Ear fatigue? I don't know.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Maybe it's building up the energy, but I hate it because by the end of the concert, I'm just like,
So
almost always.
Do any of you guys, or do either of you guys wear earplugs at shows?
No, but I should.
Yeah, ditto. I usually end up not enjoying it though.
Okay.
Because I don't have great earplugs. Every earplug I've tried, it just cuts off too much of the high end, and then it's just like, okay. Now your bass problem's even worse.
Unless you know the music and you're like, I don't need to hear that. I just want to enjoy the performance.
I don't need to hear. Why are you at the show?
No, I mean like
just listen to the CD.
It's the live experience or something.
MP3, whatever.
But no, like
CD,
hey,
Grandpa.
If you guys wear earplugs
CDs.
at shows, let us know in the comments and give us your critiques as a viewer experiencer of live music. What are your critiques of live sound and that you wish would change or be
and
different?
if you're a live sound engineer and we're critiquing this stuff, none of us are true live sound engineers at all.
No.
But if you're a live sound engineer, let us know like what you think of our critique of your profession.
Yeah.
Because up here in Wisconsin, we have
Wisconsin.
Up here in Wisconsin, we got a season for it. We got a season for live music, and it's now.
There's winter, and then construction and live music they come together. Hey,
Yes.
they're the same thing.
Don't forget about the Packer games.
Yeah, Packers and winter, and then bratwurst, music and construction. Yeah. What's next?
I hope nobody from Wisconsin is watching this.
I hope everybody is.
We are all
'Cause they are.
Well, are you a Wisconsin native? You were born in Michigan, right?
Correct.
We're Wisconsin
Brutal.
natives.
He's a South Canadian.
Yeah.
He is.
Born in the upper UPA.
Yeah, you're making
Upper
fun
UP.
of our accent here. The accent in the UP is whoa.
Oh yeah, my family's accent is terrible. Oh, it's great.
unbelievable.
Wait till
you hear them burp.
It's like when you go there, it's like a different country.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so okay, this happens almost every time I'm up there for more than a day. When I come back here,
Assimilation.
and a customer calls, I always transition like really quickly into this Canadian accent. It's terrible. I catch myself halfway through, and I'm like, they think I just swore.
He can bleep that.
Yeah.
Eh.
I always think like, oh, they think I'm Canadian now. Okay.
They'd be right.
We're from Wisconsin, I swear. Go Packers.
You want a kudigi and a pasty with that microphone?
Wow, you knew that perfectly, didn't you?
I had a friend from the UP.
Oh, okay.
Hey Jay, what do you got? Where's your cheat sheet?
Oh,
Where's your
where's
your honey-do list?
I'm afraid that this is a disappointing list. Okay, David's going to get really excited about this one. He already told me that he's very pumped about this. And that's the Slate All Access Pass.
Yeah. It's cool.
And
it is
online.
Okay, if you pay for it annually, it's $12.50 a month. It works out to $12.50 a month. So if you pay for it all at once every year, it works out to $12.50 a month. And then it also comes with their online tutorial series, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So I've had the Slate Everything Bundle. That's what they used to call it. Now it's the All Access Pass because you get their tutorials
All
and
access.
stuff.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Like pixelproaudio.com/all access to join our newsletter and get on our giveaway list.
I think you're right.
Crazy.
Anyway,
They stole it. Steven
did it.
Slate, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
So anyway,
No, we'll share.
okay,
Yes.
sharing is caring.
That's a good idea. So would
yeah, so
sharing the Slate plugins,
Yeah.
segues.
What? Huh?
The Slate plugins. I've had the Everything Bundle for almost a year. And since I've gotten it, they added the Distressor plugin, which sounds very close to my hardware. They added some new gates, which I'm not really big on. I really like the Pro Tools gate.
Okay.
And they've added some saturations and stuff in console emulations. So that's great that you keep getting these new plugins instead of having to buy them every time they come out for a couple $100. You just get them as a download.
Right.
But then you also get these tutorials, and I started the Crystal Alge one yesterday.
Okay.
And it's insane how little he's doing. Like he's doing mostly just EQ and balancing and just a little bit of compression on.
And so
everything.
what else makes the magic then? Mic placement, selection, and talent.
Yeah, the raw tracks were pretty decent. Honestly, I think editing is probably the most important thing in recording.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how great the drum sounds on its own, but if it's not in time, it doesn't matter.
What?
Editing and tracking are super important, and
Yeah.
the track sounded good, but he's Chris Lord Alge. He knows what he's doing, and that his mixing experience helps him kind of put things into a mix in certain spots, and everything just jumps out of the speakers at you.
So is his tutorial helping you realize this, or is it he actually showing you something to do physically?
Yeah, so I only got an hour into it, and there's a dozen videos or something. It's hours and hours and hours of this tutorial. So I'm just scratching the surface.
Okay. Well, get
Sounds
back
cool.
to us on
Yeah.
that.
You should check it out too.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
Are you going to get the all access Slate?
I might.
should.
That distressor plugin sounds pretty sweet.
I know.
It
Is that
is.
worth $12.50 a month on its own?
Well, the
Back
hardware,
in the day, that would have been a $500 plugin. So
if not more.
right. So
It's all about how often you use this, right? Like if you're using it all the time and you continue to use it, it's great.
I'd like to subscribe, I think, for a month and then use some of those plugins and compare them to the plugins I have and see if I would use them. Because a lot of the plugins I have already that come with the package I have for Pro Tools are great. So
Yeah.
I don't know that I need them, but I might want them.
You got to make that choice.
My favorite ones are obviously the distressor. I use it on kicks all the time, vocals, but then the saturations, like the virtual tube collection, which you can get at pixelproaudio.com. It's just like console emulations, and it sounds really good.
Okay.
So check those out. Those are my favorites.
I like plugins like that, so
Yeah.
I will do that. All right. Next is kind of just an interesting study that was released from the Journal of Educational Psychology. So this is interesting because it's not a music group doing this study, and it's studying the link between kids who are in band and what they're, how they do in math, English, and science. And I would have expected that kids in band would do better in those subjects. But apparently they expected the opposite. I don't know why.
Oh, okay.
But they were expecting that it was going to show the opposite. And what they found is that my expectation was correct, which is that kids who are, it actually found a direct correlation between the amount of how engaged you are in band and music in school directly correlates with better grades.
Huh.
So the more you're involved, the better you do in math, science, and English.
It's interesting.
Generically speaking, across the board.
Across the
I'm
board.
sure individuals, it always comes down to the individual.
Yeah.
But I would also have said that too. I put my kid through that, and I went through it myself. I took band from 5th grade on, and then learned the drums on my own when I was like 14. So, yeah, I don't know. It just it's that like you're exposed to different experiences. It probably creates paths in your brain that
I think it
work for a lot of other
definitely
things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I thought the study was done already. I thought people. I went through band. I was very involved. I became a drum major. I was a conductor for like a year. Won like national awards and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Did you really?
Yeah.
You never told us that.
We're going to get a picture of that. Put it on the screen.
Yeah, we should have one of those awards right here.
Yeah.
I can bring some in actually.
All right, there we go.
But yeah, I mean, I was always a really good student. I got A's and B's all the time. So yeah.
Yeah, and both my kids are in band. I wasn't in band, but I was in bands. I was into rock and roll and no, actually death metal and stuff when I was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And
Like this band.
yes, like that.
Yeah.
And so
What does that even say?
that's exactly
If
what
you
I
can't-
said when I came in.
If you can't read the name, it's not. Or wait, if you can read the name, it's not brutal enough.
It's not metal enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, this was like over 100,000 kids. It was a big
Wow.
study. It was a
Wow.
large study at the University of British Columbia, and I thought that was kind of a cool thing. And
Yeah.
I agree.
people should
That's
put their
awesome.
kids in
They
band
should.
if they can.
Yeah.
It's really not that expensive, to do that.
No. And, if you have a instrument in the family already, you can lend it to
Sure.
people that can borrow it, and then, just be exposed to it. That's the most important
And
thing.
most schools have programs to help kids who, even if they don't have the money for it, to still be able to get involved.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Cool.
And then the last one's kind of a sad one. Kevin Becka passed away. Most people probably know him from Mix Magazine. He did a lot of reviews and articles for Mix over the years for 15, 20 years, something like that. He also was involved with recording and I think session playing in bands in the big bands you would have heard of in the 90s. And then he went on to create, and I'm just going to look here at the Blackbird Academy, which is a recording school.
Oh, yeah.
He created that with some other people or another guy or something, but he was one of the founders of that.
Okay.
So I just wanted to give a shout out to him and say rest in peace to him. So
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah.
yep, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's all I've got too.
I got
David?
one more question for you guys.
Yes.
Okay, so
I've got one
if
more
you are
answer.
in a session or you're in your studio doing something,
Okay.
what's your favorite drink?
Ooh.
It can be alcohol, non-alcoholic. It could be juice.
Okay, my favorite drink would be beer. I hardly ever drink beer. Beer or wine. Wine I drink a little bit more. But beer historically I liked, but it's terrible to drink beer when you're recording. It's usually at the end of the night when I'm done recording, then I drink
Let's
the
set
beer.
up the context. Are you engineering this scenario?
Yes.
Or,
So if I'm engineering, I think drinking is a really stupid idea while you're engineering.
Yeah.
It doesn't work well. It changes how you hear, and it changes. You think things sound better than they actually do, and it's a really dumb idea.
So you're saying it's a celebratory drink afterwards when you're done?
Yes.
And you're just going to enjoy the
And
mix
then you
that
got to
just
like
did?
lock the knobs down. You can't turn any knobs or move any faders.
Take a
just like-
picture, paint a portrait.
Yeah.
So how about when you're editing or something? Same
well,
thing,
I would
or-
say actually for me, it's coffee both times.
Okay.
Okay. Man, as a drummer, I do my daily routine, which includes coffee in the morning, but otherwise I'm going for hydration as a
you need-
drummer. Because it's like you're sweating, you're under pressure, you're just like, even if the room's cool, you're sweating and you're just like, So I want fluids. So
Okay.
water or, a Gatorade or something like that.
Okay. What about when you're like editing your podcast?
Yeah, at that point, it's just you're doing
Martinis.
martinis. I'm doing editing, so I'm not really doing sound anymore at that point. So then, sure, I'll enjoy an alcoholic beverage. Usually, wine's nice, a nice beer, or Qui-Gon gin and tonic. Or if it's in
Does
the
it
summer,
taste like a cardboard box?
yes.
Sorry.
If it's in the summer music season up here, I'll have an old fashioned.
Okay. What about you? David's gonna be boring. He's gonna say tea.
If I have a band in the studio, I've got to have coffee.
Ginger ale.
And if I'm editing, I love either Earl Grey tea or green tea.
Told ya.
And if I'm dehydrated, I'll feel water. Yeah.
You'll what water?
I'll be feeling water.
You'll be feeling it.
Oh, he'll
Yeah.
be feeling it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about when you're playing? Like when you're recording yourself?
Water.
Yeah.
Water for sure. Especially if I'm singing. Yeah.
I feel like alcohol is not a good mix with like performance. Like when you want to record a performance that you're going to hear forever.
Well, okay, with the exception of sometimes like one beer for a singer or one drink for a singer to loosen them up so they're not like,
That's
nervous,
true.
and it can
And that
help a
goes
little
with-
bit. But if you go too far, then your session is ruined.
That goes with live. When you're playing live, like when we used to, before a show, we would just go maybe take a shot and just get those nerves out. Because being in front of people can be daunting and it can freak people out. And I get nervous. So it's like that little edge off quick somehow.
Well, to keep going with this, we just saw TJ Miller at a comedy club here in Appleton, and that guy. And it's the second time we've seen him in the last 2 years, and that guy is drunk the whole time he performs, and he gets drunker as he performs. He slammed a beer, mimicking Wisconsinites, because he said a guy was like next to him at a parade. He was at the Flag Day parade. And let me just tell you, that guy is a genius. Like he did his whole set on the Appleton Flag Day parade. He made it up that day, and it was hilarious. It was great. But anyway, so he slammed a beer through a straw on stage, and then he could hardly, he was just looped. And I'm just like, man, I don't know that he could perform without alcohol. But he is not having to stay in pitch.
Right.
That's good then.
And stay on time.
Or on time. His timing is all his own.
And here for, tuning differences and.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Just all post, right? Yeah. Right, David? Change it in post.
If it's a hot day, I'll have some iced vanilla chai tea. That's a good one.
Okay. All right. Well,
exciting, David.
Glad
Thanks for telling us about your tea.
Yeah.
What you got in there right now?
Little
Earl.
That's empty. It was
so
coffee.
nothing. So the answer is nothing.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out
You
of
might
here.
want to cut some of that out, right, guys?
No, or it's all going in. So thanks for enjoying this Casual Friday with us around the drum, and we'll see you guys next time. Are you recording over stuff?
Yeah. We're good. You can fit at least 3 bratwursts down there.
The music.
Sorry, you're going to have to probably cut that out because people are going to get angered by that. Well, that would have been good conversation for the show.
The editing creates the drama and tension. Like, can we just like turn that off? Like, do we need that?
Yeah.
This show's got to be entertaining somehow. I wasn't ready. I was staring at you like,
I feel like Jay's really bright.
who cares? It's casual. Stop moving around. No. Yeah.
Oh, I stole some of your coffee, by the way. I can give it back when I'm done.
We need that stuff for the show. It's not a political statement. You think that's going to be a problem? Is it really recording over it, though? It's not destructive.
Oh, it is. Don't touch my leg. Get out of here.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Was it?